This slideshow is for the IMAPS server and DNS. My name is jsaladin, and this is for the class of System Security 2, ISA 4220. IMAP section. It is an abbreviation for the Internet Message Access Protocol. It is known as the Standard Email Retrieval Protocol as well. It serves as the intermediary between the email server and the email client as well. It is compatible with the following devices: laptops, desktop PCs, smartphones, and tablet devices like iPads and more. You may be familiar with this protocol if you utilize Microsoft Outlook, which is the application built for Microsoft for emails. Many companies use it to communicate amongst each other. The client is contacting the server using IMAP while attempting to sign in. To your right, you can see a picture of what IMAPS looks like. When you open the settings, you're able to see the IMAPS and configure it as well. This is a tool that many people are not familiar with, but now they will be familiar once they see this picture. This picture provides a good demonstration on also how to find it and what to put on there as well. The DNS, which is nicknamed the phone book of the internet. It is also an abbreviation for, quotes, domain name system server. Its main purpose is to find the accurate IP addresses of the requested sites you choose to access, which websites include as well Google or New York Times as an example. Another example could be ESPN, Facebook, and then other websites as well. It is used to resolve a DNS query thanks to recursive resolvers, root name servers, TLD name servers, and authoritative name servers. Possible failures of a domain name system server may include, but are not limited to, cyber attacks, power outages for when the electricity goes out, and malfunctions in the hardware. To your right, you may see an image displaying the DNA server, web server, and how it communicates to the browser, to and from the browser. Configuring IMAPS with Dovecot. Dovecot was in my previous presentation as well, and now we're going to talk about how to configure IMAPS with it. It is primarily designed to be an IMAP server. It is utilized to receive secure emails through Linux, through POP3 and IMAP protocols as well. Initially, before anything, you must check and verify the profile information using the following command: sudo ufw app info quotation marks dovecot imap. Then you may enable by using the following command: sudo ufw allow quotation marks dovecot imap. To your right, you may see the image of what the Dovecot logo looks like. It is currently like that as of today, and they have not modified it nor updated it since. Performing configuration of DNS with bind. To your right is the picture of what the bind logo looks like. It is also known as bind9. It is an abbreviation for Berkeley Internet Name Domain. It is an open source software that executes protocols of DNS for the internet. To begin the configuration process, you must first edit the file by inputting the following command: cd/etc bind nanonamed.conf.locale. You must also edit the domain name and IP address, then paste the following onto the console: zone _scw-domain.ml (in parentheses type master), and then file, so on and so on. And then allow update, allow transfer, notify yes, and then close the tag. And then that is how you configure the DNS with bind. To configure bind on the primary instance, though, you would have to edit the name.conf.local file. Then you have to paste what I just read. Then after that, you have to create a zone file. Then you have to paste another sequence. It's usually scw-domain.ml. That you would probably have to Google just because it's such a long command. If you want to configure on the secondary instance, edit the same configuration file, so name.conf.local file. After that, then you input and paste a certain command, which you can also find on Google because it's too long, but it starts with type slave semicolon file /etc/bind/db, and then keep going. Then restart the service to verify that the zone replication is working accordingly. So you would have to input the command of service bind9 restart. It should display an output syslog file of the secondary machine, such as January 11th, so on and so forth, as an example. You can also try and resolve the host names by typing dig www, so the URL at so and so, and then you should see in the answer section the desired output. Configuring DNS with IIS. To your right is a picture of kind of like the file that you have to create. It is used to configure for PHP applications. You may either utilize the user interface or edit the configuration files directly. You can add a site based on the DNS name. First, you must create a designated folder that will be capable to host the website. You must then open the console and go to the Internet Service Manager. And these instructions can also be found more in depth on Google as well. You can also YouTube all of this information if you'd like. You can right-click the sites folder, and then you'd have to add the website. So add whichever website you'd like. Then configure the website settings, and it's all done. This process is kind of easier than the previous one just because it's less complicated and it's much more simple. There's less steps and it's easier to memorize. Some hardening techniques of the following. For IMAPS, you may use firewalls to prevent direct remote access, which is very important because you don't want to give access to just anybody. Multi-factor authentication as well. Utilize zero trust models for user restriction purposes. On other ones that were noted, you can reconfigure email and other services to disable the unauthenticated remote access. And then in really desperate measures, you should disable end-user access to legacy email services. For DNS, I would suggest having the bind version. Restriction of zone transfers is encouraged, and two-factor authentication as well. For bind, always make sure bind is running on a non-root account. Consistently change the permissions and ownership, and then restrict recursive queries to trusted clients. For Dovecot, disabling 3DES cipher suites for prevention would be good. Double check everything and then specify alternative SSL certificates. For IIS, configure authentication authorization at all times, Securing your cookies is key, and then always be utilizing a referrer policy for the best accuracy. And then the following are my works cited pages. Thank you for coming for my presentation.